Hello, everyone. My name is Jordana Thompson, and I'm the Program Coordinator for Junior Achievement of New Mexico. Thank you so much for attending our virtual career speaker series. This event is open to JA students across New Mexico and highlights business professionals, entrepreneurs, and innovative thinkers from a variety of industries. Each featured speaker will share details about their education, job, and career journey. During the speaker's presentation, please make sure all microphones are muted. And if you do have questions, please just jot them down or put them in the chat box, and we will address those during the Q&A portion of the event. Today, we are so excited to welcome Don Tarry, President and Chief Operating Officer at PNM Resources. Don, thank you so much for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you, and thank you to Junior Achievement. What a great opportunity to gather together virtually. I wished I could be in every classroom in person. I love to visit classrooms and talk a little bit about PNM and the utility sector and what my career journey has been. And I'll share a little bit of that today. And a special thank you goes out to the teachers. Have a strong compassion for teachers, because they're building New Mexico. They're not just developing students, but they're building New Mexico and moving New Mexico forward, which is exciting. A little bit about me. I grew up in New Mexico. I grew up in southern New Mexico. For those that know Silver City, a beautiful mountain town in southwest New Mexico. I graduated from public schools, and both my parents were educators. So that's where some of that passion comes from on the education front. And one of the stories that's kind of rooted deep into me, and I share it often when I'm in classrooms, is one that I learned when I was about 12 or 13 years old. And, I noticed that my mom, who taught a high school class, every time we went to the store, she seemed like she was putting her whole paycheck back into the classroom. And, one time, being a kind of a selfish 12-year-old, I looked at her and said, "Mom, why are you even working? I mean, you're putting all this money back into the classroom." And I'll never forget the lesson that she taught me. It's stuck with me, and it's really became one of my passions around education. And she said she was investing in the future. And then she paused for a second, and then she said, "So these kids can see the opportunities that are out there." So kids, I hope that you see the fabulous opportunities that are out there as you progress in your education. And I hope you take every opportunity to be able to learn and grow and find your passion that you can improve New Mexico from that perspective. I had a fabulous teacher in high school, one that kind of set the course, and it's interesting how that happens. I bet many of you have had fabulous teachers and ones that you remember, but I had Miss Van B. She was a high school teacher, and she taught accounting. And I took her in my sophomore year, and I liked her so much, I took her my junior year, and I took her my senior year. And she helped me chart the course of wanting to go in kind of the finance and accounting arena. I found a passion in something that I like to do. I was halfway decent with numbers and so forth. And so from there, what I did is I wanted to stay in the state. I love New Mexico. And so I went to New Mexico State and went and got my accounting degree. I have three passions that drive my life. And first one is education. I shared a little bit about that and I and kind of where that came from my parents, but I know how important education is, and take advantage of every opportunity you have to learn. You're going to hear me tell you a little bit about I'm a constant learner. Learning doesn't stop when you get out of school. You're constantly learning and asking questions. The second element is the environment, and it's why I landed where I landed with a great company like PNM. If you didn't find me in high school on the basketball court, or you didn't find me in the classroom, you often found me in the Gila wilderness, up in the mountains with my friends. And it was when I was out there and I looked around and I just was out in that area that I found a great passion for the environment. And I wanted my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids somewhere down the road to be able to experience that. So one of my passions is in the environment, and I'll talk a little bit about where PNM is going from that perspective. And the last element is economic development. I want the kids of New Mexico to have jobs in New Mexico and not have to go somewhere else, because we're such a great state. And so those are passions that kind of drive the path that I've gone in my career, and kind of how I found my way to PNM. After college, I worked a public accounting firm, one of the largest ones in the country. And one of the main clients was PNM, and I got to work in the offices of PNM and found this opportunity. Hey, this looks like a great company. You know, they very much value education. They very much value the environment, and they're very focused on growing New Mexico. And so I said, well, if I get offered a job there, I will take it. And, you know, after a year working public accounting with my primary client being PNM, they offered me a job, and I snapped at it. And so I've been with PNM 26 years. So, you know, I'm 51 years old. And so that's more than half my life. If my math is right, that's more than half my life that I've been at PNM. I've had to kind of give you a feel. I've had 12 different jobs in those 26 years. So that's a new job every couple of years. And I can talk a little bit about that journey in a second. But I can tell you what's kept me at PNM for those 26 years, and it's the people, the relationships, and the people that you work with every day. Because, you know, when you've been 26 years, I probably spend more time at work than I spend at home. And those relationships with what have kept me at PNM and in New Mexico, my great love for New Mexico. I have a quick video I want to show you about PNM and kind of where we're going, because we're at an exciting time in kind of the energy transition and where PNM's going. Then I'll talk a little bit about some jobs that, you know, that career opportunities that happen at PNM, and it's a great company to work for, and then share probably my top 10 things that myself and my coworkers have learned over the years that can kind of probably help you in your journey as you decide where you want to go and where you want to work. So, want to play that quick video for me?
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. The evolution and addition of newer, cleaner energy resources is crucial to New Mexicans and our environment. For 100 years, PNM has been powering change and evolving with New Mexico's energy needs, utilizing cutting-edge technology and the hard work of fellow New Mexicans to ensure that all of us have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between, we're dedicated to providing you and your family with the energy resources you need now and into the future. So all you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Video. That's kind of the journey that we are on at PNM. PNM is the electric company. When you flip the switch, nobody really thinks about what goes on behind that switch. The power comes on, the lights, you charge your cell phones, you charge your computers. But I could tell you there's a complex network with lots of jobs and lots of complexity that happen behind that light switch that allows that light switch and that light to come on each and every time that you flip it. So as we kind of think about job opportunities and where your passions would be, you know, when you look at PNM, we hire from all different skill sets and abilities and what people are interested in. Our craft positions, those that don't require a college education, but are very, very, very important to New Mexico and very, very important to us at PNM. They could be linemen, they could be meter readers, they could be field supervisors. They could be customer service folks that answer the phone. Absolutely critical to making sure our customers' needs are met. They could be system operators. I mean, those that kind of like, if you ever go to where we operate the whole grid, it's like a big screen TV. It covers the whole wall, and these operators are the ones that control the flow of electricity and so forth. So it's really cool. Cybersecurity. A lot of people don't think a utility would have cybersecurity, but cybersecurity professionals, if you have a knack at IT, you can make a good living and be able to support the network, the electric network. Finance and accounting. I mean, if you like numbers and you like those opportunities. Communications. If you like dealing with people and out in the community and dealing with reporters and so forth. HR, human resources. So that, you know, we have a list of jobs that can kind of fit any different kind of interest that you have. A lot of people think of just the guys that climb the poles or fix the lines, which are absolutely critical. But PNM hires from all different aspects, all different skill sets, all different education levels. What we really are focused on is those that are passionate. So as I as I kind of visited with folks and kind of put together our top 10 lists, I'm into top 10 lists of lessons learned that, you know, you can start right now that can further your education where you're at, and also as you progress through life and decides the elements that you want to go, or the path that you want to go. Number 10 is follow your passions and make a difference. You know, whatever career path you decide to do, follow your passions. That's where innovation comes in. And our state and our country needs those innovative ideas. So follow your passions and make a difference. Number 9 would be kind to everyone. And I think this is important. You never know who's going to be your boss. And so that would be one element. But just the attitude of kindness is absolutely critical. Be kind to everyone. We can always learn from everyone. Number 8 would, and I love this one, remember, fear is a place, not a destination. A lot of times when we're going through and we get a new opportunity, I told you I've had 12 different jobs. Can I tell you how uncomfortable I was when I sometimes switched from one job to the other because I didn't know everything I needed to know? But I realized that, you know, fear shouldn't stop you from progressing. And so don't let fear stop you from progressing. Remember, it's just a place. It's not a destination. Number 7 would be, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just learn from it. We all make mistakes. And the key and the most important thing we can do is when we make a mistake, learn from it and don't make that mistake again. And it'll make you a better, employee. It'll make you a better person. Number 6 would be open to new opportunities. I can tell you, I got a call one night after about 15 years, and I was a finance guy. All I wanted to do was be a finance guy. And I got a call from my boss, and he said, hey, the IT guy, our chief information officer, is leaving in 2 weeks, and we think this is a great career opportunity. And we're going to take customer service and the IT world, the chief information officer, and put them together and give you an opportunity to lead this organization. I remember telling my kids at home, I have 4 kids, and I remember telling them at home, and they just fell out of their chair. Dad's going to run the systems, the IT systems at PNM. But, you know, it was a great opportunity to learn how, even though you don't have all the skills, how to manage folks and get the right people and with the right skills in place. Number 5 would be ask questions and be teachable. There's nothing wrong with questions. Questions is how we learn. To this day, I continue to ask questions when I'm out in the field working with folks and visiting with folks and in the office as well too. Number 4 would be surround yourself with people that don't think like you. This is absolutely critical. The tendency is to get everybody that thinks like you together, because you know what? Then, hey, they always agree. And that's the worst possible place you could be. You want people that have diversity and think differently, because that's where the best ideas come together, is when you have lots of ideas being shared and you can chart the right path as you go forward. Number 3 would be learn how to listen first. A lot of times we want to share our thoughts and we don't want to listen. So listening first. Number 2 would be never ask more from other members than you're willing to give from yourself. Great leaders are those that are in the trenches doing what it takes and not just asking folks for more. And number 1 would be never stop learning. Be a student of the business. Learn something new every day. And I would challenge you to do that today. Learn something new every day. Think about, at the end of the day, what did I learn today that would be important. If you do that, I promise you'll continue to grow your education and your understanding, and you'll chart a course that will be passionate and be innovative as you move forward. So thank you for having me on. I hope many of you choose the path of PNM as you progress in your career, because there's many opportunities out there. And as we transition to carbon free, we need innovative minds that can come and help us chart that path that we're headed on. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tarry. That was great. I love all that top 10 list. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. At this time, we will move into our Q&A portion of the event. I'll start us off by asking questions that were submitted in the registration before the presentation today. Someone asked, do you offer internship positions for high school students?
We offer them for college. We will explore opportunities to offer them for high school positions. We just launched a new internship program at UNM and CNM, but we're very much interested in gathering the talent in New Mexico and keeping it here. So we don't currently offer it, but it's something that I think we would be very interested in offering.
Awesome. And then one more question. What is the best piece of advice you have ever received?
I think the best piece of advice that I ever received was, treat people the way that you want to be treated. And if you do that, you'll find the ability to collaborate and move New Mexico forward, move whatever you're focused on moving forward. So I think that's the best advice that I've received.
Love it. Thank you. Looks like we do have a question in the chat. Aaron asked, Mr. Tarry, can you tell us more about PNM's carbon-free plan?
Absolutely. So, and thank you, Aaron, for asking that. So, we and the utility sector overall has been very focused in transitioning. Traditionally, we've been powered by coal and gas, and utilities are very focused in a transition to carbon-free, which is carbon-free would be renewables, and whether it's wind, whether it's solar, whether it's storage. And so we have a goal. I mean, the state has a goal. The state has a goal to be carbon-free by 2045. We've moved that goal forward 5 years, so our focus is 2040. And so we're on that path and transition to be able to get there. We need technology to continue to evolve to be able to get there, because sometimes the sun goes down, not sometimes, always the sun goes down, and the wind doesn't blow. So we need innovation and technology to get there, but I'm convinced that the technology will get there. And we're very focused on that. Today, as of today, we're 55%, our overall capacity, 55% carbon free, which is kind of close to leading the country, and we're focused on that.
Thank you. That's exciting. Very exciting. All right. Now, if anyone would like to unmute and ask a question, you may. Any students in Ms. Knight's class or anyone else on the call like to unmute and ask Mr. Tarry a question? But Mr. Tarry, can you tell us about a time you failed at work and how you handled it?
Man, you're going to make me share all my dirty laundry. No, absolutely.
Just one story.
I think one of the biggest learnings I had, and I love to share this story because it shows the things that I learned and where I was at in my career is, I had a disagreement once with my boss many years ago. And next thing I know, I was kind of demoted and moved outside the downtown area, moved to an area that was dealing with kind of how we access our power and how we move our power. We call it our wholesale power group. And I remember just thinking, man, I got demoted and I got moved out into this area. I'm just going to leave the company. I mean, they must not care about me or whatever else from that perspective. And then I had this self-reflection moment, which said, what can I learn from this experience? And I can tell you what I learned over the next year and a half out there really helped me grow my understanding of the wholesale power and the generation arena. And it helped further my career. And I had options. I had choices. I had a choice to say, hey, I'm going to go pursue something else. Or I had a choice to say, what can I learn from this experience? And it's been a powerful in my career is, an understanding that I've gained, which is when I hit a wall like that, I say, what can I learn from the experience? And how do I become a better leader, a better manager, a better employee? I mean, how do I learn those things? So that was probably one that, at the time you're sitting there just saying, wow. But then, after the fact, you look at it and you say, that I learned a lot from that experience. So.
Great story. Thank you. We did get a question from Ms. Townsend's class. What kinds of degrees should students earn to work in this area?
Great. And I would tell you, there's degree arenas that you could go, and there's trade arenas you can go. And the trade would be, if you want to be a lineman, a meter reader, customer service rep, a system operator, those you can go without. You need to learn a trade. And we contribute and work with CNM and other universities to help develop those trades. So, the degree side of it. So, and we need all of them. We need all of them is what make the company move forward. On the degree side, I mean, you could pick and choose what you want to do. You can choose a finance degree. You could choose an IT degree. You could choose a human resource degree. I mean, anything you think, almost about any type of a degree you probably could land on and have an opportunity to find a job at PNM. So.
Fantastic. Thank you. Any other last minute questions for Mr. Tarry?
An idea on how much money you can make in some of these positions.
Perfect. I love that question. So, in the trade positions, you can earn the upwards of $100,000. So if you want to be a lineman, those type of jobs, as you get years of experience and the technology side. On the degree side, I mean, you could earn, in the $150,000 range. I mean, it goes up from there depending on, your years of experience and other factors associated with that. And all the degrees, provide you a little bit different realm that you go. So it's a great job. It's a great career. And, I can tell you more than anything, you get to work with some of the best people, and we have the best customers as well too.
Thank you. The class said that's way more than teachers make.
Well, as I said, having had two parents that were teachers, we owe a lot to educators. We owe a lot to educators.
Thank you, Don. Any other questions? All righty, students, I hope you enjoyed today's program. Before we log off, I do have a couple of announcements. Following this presentation, you will be asked to complete a post-program mindset survey. We would really appreciate your participation in evaluating our programs. Teachers, please make sure you share the link to the survey with your students. And lastly, please make note that these events are happening monthly, and we will be back next Wednesday, the second Wednesday of the month, on November 12th at 1 o'clock, where we will welcome a young entrepreneur named Arlene Espinosa Armijo, and she is the owner of New Nuevo. So keep an eye out for those registration links in your email. Thank you so much again, everyone, for attending the call. Thank you for your time, Don. Everyone, have a great day. Thank you so much.